What's up, guys? This is Maxwell Comics Inc. I'm your host, Sir Maxwell, and today we will be talking about a character that I personally cannot stand, and a lot of people in the Ruby community cannot stand. But I thought, since I'm doing this whole defending characters that people don't like, it can't be characters that I can't only be characters that I like that people don't. It could also be some characters that people don't like, but I like. Well, no, it could also be characters that people dislike and I dislike, but some people like. So let's do this. Let's talk about Cinderfall. So yeah, let's get the elephant out of the room. She murdered Pyrrha. She's orchestrated the fall of Beacon. Yeah, so that's a thing. And you know, she killed Vernal, but Vernal was so I don't really care. But yeah, she killed Pyrrha was my main beef because I love Pyrrha. So. But I could equate that to, you know, Pyrrha got in the way and she was beating Cinder's ass, so Cinder had to kill her. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's look at Cinder's inspiration. Cinder's inspiration is Cinderella. If you do not know, the glass thing, you know, everything, you know, Cinder, glass, it's pretty much the only Cinderella reference we've really seen of her. But yeah, let's look at Cinderella's backstory. Cinderella's backstory is, you know, that her father was kind of died, her mother died, and her father died, and, you know, Cinderella was living with her stepmother and her evil stepsisters. Evil stepsisters. So, her stepsisters abused her, made her always feel less than. Clean the house, Cinderella. Dust the floor, Cinderella. Clean the staircase, Cinderella. Fetch the tea, Cinderella. You know what I mean? And, you know, she was, probably felt powerless growing up. You know, and this is all speculation. This is not canon. You know, this is just kind of a little Cinder mini backstory I came up with. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Unicorn of War came up with a really, really great backstory about Cinder coming from a long line of emperors. I will link to that video, but I'm not going to use her idea because stealing is bad. Yeah. But yeah, she could have grown up in a very, very hostile environment like that, where she always felt powerless and she felt like felt less than. But, you know, here's where the Salem comes in. Salem comes in, you know what I mean? Not Salem herself, because I do believe Salem is cursed and confined to her little castle. But she probably sent a disciple of hers. You know what I mean? Maybe it could have been, you know, Watts, or it could have been Watts or Hazel, or, you know, somebody else. But she could, you know, she has Grim spies out there. I'm pretty sure she could have some Grim spies out there, knowing what's going on, seeing, looking for potential recruits. She comes across Cinder, and Cinder's like, you know what, girl, you want power? You want help? You want me to help you? I can help you. You know, help me achieve my goal. And, you know, she probably got rid of the people who were making her feel awful and in power, and she decided to become an evil psychomaniac killer. So that's a thing. So she probably came from, she has a fixation on power and, you know, rising up, and, you know, she will take what is hers. You know, that probably means she came from an environment where she always felt powerless, like she was less than, she couldn't do anything, like she always felt insecure and whatnot. So imagine if Cinderella one day got tired of taking shit from the stepsisters, and the stepmama was like, you know what, I'm gonna murder you and I'm gonna take power. You know what I mean? She finds out about these maidens that are powerful and all this, you know, other stuff. She wants power. She's willing to help Salem get it. You know, somebody mentioned that Cinder thinks she's playing Salem into getting power and she's gonna double cross Salem, but I don't really know. I just think Cinder is willing to watch the world burn just to achieve power. Because at this point she felt so powerless, and now she's not a power trip. Now she's like, I need power. So that's a thing. So she's on this ruthless request for power. I don't think that she should ever be redeemed, because personally I think that she's done things in the show that are unredeemable. But this is a defending Cinder, not roasting Cinder. I don't intend it. So yeah. Yeah, so she probably trained under Salem and probably under some other disciples who are either out of the loop right now or are dead. So I don't know, maybe she rose up and killed the disciple that recruited her. I don't know, but Salem is kind of a godmother figure to, you could say, kind of her fairy godmother, so to speak, to Salem. No, Salem is Cinder's fairy godmother, I'm sorry, in a sense, you know what I mean? I know she's the Wicked Witch, but she also could be the, what is it called, the fairy godmother. Kind of making Cinder's dreams for power come true. Yeah, so she's, no, that doesn't excuse her actions, but this is my best attempt to try to at least reason with why Cinder's the way she is and why she's doing what she's doing. And you know, Pyrrha, honestly, like, she wasn't going to go out and try to kill Pyrrha, but Pyrrha came up and tried to come at her. You know, and she was like, you know what I mean? So, and I think the reason she had Pyrrha's name on the list is because she knew the maiden was her, and she knew they were going to try to transfer power. So she probably was looking at powerful female students at Beacon who I was putting in the crew. You know what I mean? So it was like, so they were scouting out potential maidens. They were like, oh, she could be a potential maiden that I was going to try to use. So let's look at her. You know what I mean? And you know, Pyrrha died because she went up and by herself and tried to beat Cinder, and Cinder was like, nope, not today, and boom. You know what I mean? And you know, Penny, the whole Penny thing, you know, she orchestrated it, but Emerald did it. Emerald did it. Yeah. So she's, and on another note, if Salem is a big bad and she's this big and powerful and she can do these awful things to people, Cinder probably had no, like, I mean, she had a choice, but you know, she was probably she's, you know, when the master of all evil, so to speak, tells you what to do when you're following them, you're gonna do it. Like, oops, I'm sorry, but she's evil. You expect, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much my best attempt to try to rationalize my thoughts on, you know, how Cinder could be, you know, justified, you know, in what she's doing. But yeah, that's pretty much my best defense for Cinder. Wow. I could spend hours focusing here, but I can only spend 6 or 7 minutes, like, defending her. I don't know. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. This has been Maxwell Comics Inc. I'm your host, Sir Maxwell. May the power protect you. Goodbye.